I'm Sapurik and welcome to weekly SUNNI-AI, your weekly numerological energetic forecast for the week of July 23rd, 2019. So, here we are post-eclipse. Feeling a little crunchy. I don't know about you, hot and crunchy. Hot, crunchy, swirly, but kind of happy though. All of that love energy that we experienced last week, I mean, it was a very high portal. And now we're having to integrate it into the third dimension in our bodies, in our day-to-day lives. And sometimes that can feel a little bit like, hey, what's going on here? But in a good way. So there's a lot of planets in retrograde, and I'm not an astrologer, but I will say that that if the patterns and people, like in the eclipse, were like, okay, I'm gonna let go of this, and there's a lot of letting go. I'm like, I'm done with it. I don't need that anymore. But then sometimes they come back. The patterns and people come back because it's not linear. Life is not linear. The planet is not linear. So if that's the case, like, it's kind of like, I was saying, like a boomerang, like you threw it out or you threw it, you're like, I'm done. And then it came back and you're like, am I done? So are you really going to be done with it? So the thing is, this week we have a 33-6. So 33-6 is like master, teacher, teacher of teachings. And it teaches us to be devoted. So it's asking us, what are you really devoted to? I mean, really directly. And that goes for everything in your life. Like what you eat, what you say, what you do, who you're doing it with is an act of devotion. It's an act of putting your energy towards something, right? And we may not call it devotion, but it can move into devotion if you so choose. So bringing the esoteric teaching of devotion into time and space post-eclipse, lots of planets in retrograde portal, I was going to ask you, how are we doing with this? And do, you know, like just sweet, like, so maybe you need to just kind of keep clearing out the patterns, the people, the situations, and that's completely fine. Not everyone moves to the highest frequency of this 33-6. So don't feel bad. Don't feel weird. Just know that it's going to bring kind of a little bit more intensity to what's going on with you. Now, if you're a person that's like, I'm good, I've cleaned out, like, you may be called to serve, you may be called to want to like volunteer. And what I'm saying about that is really like, it needs to be giving without an agenda. You need to truly be able to surrender because you're feeling whole, because you're feeling complete, and that you are called because this is like a higher calling to your energy to serve the planet. And in that you receive, right? I was saying, like, the law of karma will serve you if you are coming at it with an agenda, okay? So it's a truly higher unconditional place to do that. And if you are called, this is the week to do it, and you would receive many benefits, right? Because the law of prosperity is about giving. And the law of devotion is about receiving out of that the fulfillment and pleasure from that unconditional giving, right? And then the universe rewards you in magical and abundant ways, way more than your mind can perceive. And that's the teaching of this week, if you can get there. Now, if I always like to, you know, I'm giving you the highest kind of calling of the frequency. And if you're not there yet, please do not feel bad. Some of us are just like experiencing the past and being like, why are they showing up again? And, you know, we're just doing our karmic work. So just do your work, trust that you'll get there, and that all is well. Okay? It's summer. Have some iced tea. Go for a swim. And we'll see you next week. I'm Sub Pudding, and this is Weekly SUNNI-AI.